You are standing in the rain. A letter, limp in your hand, its ink bleeding like a fresh wound. It's a rejection. The project you poured your soul into. A ghost. You turn the key, the door creaking open into a house that feels colder than the street. You search for an anchor in the storm, an arm around your shoulder, a word of comfort. Instead, you meet a gaze of chilling indifference, a polished porcelain stillness. She is there, but she is not. Her empathy, once a blazing fire that warmed you, is now cold, dead ash. And in that silence, a terrifying pattern begins to emerge from the fog of your memory. You remember the promotion, the day you came home with victory in your eyes. She was ecstatic. Her joy was a mirror to your own, perhaps even brighter, more theatrical. She told everyone. Your success was her headline, her story to tell at every gathering. Your victory was a shining medal she wore on her own chest. But then, you remember the stumbles, the moments of weakness, the times you confessed a fear, a doubt, a failure. You were looking for a safe harbor, and the silence you received was not peaceful. It was a vacuum, a judgment. You begin to feel a creeping coldness, a profound loneliness, even when she is inches away. You start to question everything, your own perception, your own sanity. Am I asking for too much? You whisper into the void. Am I simply being weak? So you adapt, you learn, you begin to hide your struggles. You perform success, not for yourself, but to earn the warmth of her conditional affection. Here is the truth, a truth as sharp and cold as a shard of ice. This isn't a flaw in her empathy. It is the calculated absence of it. What you are experiencing is transactional empathy, a parasitic form of connection. Her emotional response is not for you. It's for what you represent. When you are winning, you are a potent source of what psychologists call narcissistic supply. Your success reflects onto her, making her feel important, powerful, part of a winning team. Your victories are not your own. They are her trophies, arranged carefully on a shelf in her mind. But your failures, your pain, they are a stain on her perfect collection. They tarnish the golden image she has of herself, an image she has precariously built upon you. She cannot empathize with your pain because, to her, your pain is an inconvenient truth, a reminder of a vulnerability she refuses to acknowledge in herself or in her investments. This is not an accident. This is psychology, a deep-seated insecurity that can only be soothed by the reflected glory of another. Consider the story of Julian, the sculptor. His hands, caked with clay, could breathe life into cold stone. And Seraphina, his partner, his supposed muse. She adored his triumphs with a fierce, possessive passion. At his first gallery show, she was a supernova. Her laughter echoed louder than anyone's. Her hand was always on his arm, a gesture that looked like support, but felt like a brand. She bathed in the praise directed at him, absorbing it as if it were her own. But weeks later, a major commission was rejected. A cold, formal letter was all that remained of months of work. He was devastated. He sought her out, a man looking for a lighthouse in a storm. He found her staring at her phone, a slight, annoyed frown on her face. "Well, maybe the next one will be better," she said. Her voice was flat, a stone skipping across a frozen lake. She changed the subject. His pain was an ugly sculpture she refused to display in her house. He saw the pattern again and again. A glowing review was read aloud with theatrical flair. A grant application, denied, was met with a sigh and a quick pivot to her own trivial day. To her, he was not a person with feelings. He was a stock, and his value was plummeting. The moment of clarity is rarely a lightning strike. It's a slow, creeping dawn. For Julian, it happened at a party. He watched her across the room, holding court. She was retelling the story of his first gallery show, his last great success. She conveniently, surgically omitted the string of recent failures that followed, and he saw it. Clear as a bell in a silent graveyard. He was not her partner. He was her accessory, an ornament to be polished and displayed when shiny, and hidden in a dark box when tarnished. Her empathy was a costume, a mask she wore only to victory parades. This truth is a shard of glass in the heart, but it is also a key. It unlocks the cage of self-doubt you have been trapped in for so long. It wasn't you. Your pain was real. Your needs were valid. It was never about you. To love someone is to stand with them in the wreckage, not just in the winner's circle. True empathy doesn't check the scoreboard before it offers a hand. It holds you in the dark. It whispers that you are enough, especially when you feel you are nothing. The empathy that appears only in the sunlight is a mirage. It promises an oasis, but leaves you to die of thirst in the desert of your failure. Recognizing this is a betrayal of the deepest kind. It is an agony. But walking away from this conditional affection isn't an act of cruelty. It is the ultimate act of self-preservation. You deserve someone who will help you carry your crown when it's heavy, not just wear it for you when it shines.